Scotland, land of green things, green hills, green grass, green fields, a land of red things, red things in the sky. Oh, that's the sun. Red people, red hair, red heads, red hot tamales, waterfalls, land of waterfalls, land of rocks, land of Loch Ness, land of castles, land of that minty bar. No, that's somewhere else, isn't it? Land of steam trains, of Hogwarts, land of warts, land of the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, land of the Arctic Walrus, land of men tossing cabers and women tossing pancakes, land of beauty and bleakness, land of the SNP, the Scottish Nursing Party. Scotland is a land of majesty and beauty and the most beautiful country in the world, which is why now I'm going to take you on an artistic journey through Scotland. Thank you. Scotland, the remote. That remote land that people rarely go to down there. The mountains and the lakes. Lochs, I should say. Lochs, L-O-C-H-S. Not like a lock on the door, or a knock on the door, but like a lock that is the wrong spelling of lake. And I'm going to show you now that I was asked by the Scottish Tourist Board to come up with a picture to depict the classic Scottish gentleman by the loch side, and I decided to go with the word haggis because it is the national food of Scotland. It's a disgusting thing, usually, traditionally, made of animal flesh of various sorts that I wouldn't wish to get into here, but nowadays, thankfully, more increasingly it is being made of vegetable matter. Nonetheless, I decided to draw a vegetable haggis being held by a proud Scotsman, and I'm going to take you through that drawing now. Now we'll see, first of all, we need to set the background here, and if you're familiar at all with Bob Ross, who has very big hair, and he has a fine way of drawing things. I've studied under Bob Ross. I speak to him quite often. He's a good friend of mine, and you'll know he has a technique of drawing in layers, painting in layers. Painting the background, he uses oil paints, whereas I use various medium. I'm proficient in oil paints, but in this sense I'm using an electronic medium. But you can see me building up layers here. I'm building up the background, the sky, mountains, giving you that view of perspective. So you can see the mountains sinking into the background, and the nearer they get, the more prominent they appear. And we're just drawing a tree line here, which will give you just a bit of an idea of how far away those great rolling green hills are. And you have a sense of what it means to be Scottish, I think. It's a feeling of desolation and misery, and why can't you be like your larger neighbour England and, have better culture and more power and, control from Westminster, these kinds of things. There's that feeling you can see evoked in the greens already here. And that brown there is just to give a little bit of detail there, just to add in, some scarring of the landscape. Right, now, for my proud Scotsman here, I'm just drawing his hair. And you can see he's got quite spiky hair, very common in Scotland. And of course that classic red we have all come to associate with the Scotch. And he's going to be holding this haggis, but I wish to give him a bit of personality first. He's interested in his landscape. He's looking on in the landscape and thinking, I'm a proud Scotchman, and I might be here in nature amongst beasts that could kill me and different kind of wet bits of grass and moss and all those kind of things. But I'm going to enjoy a haggis. I'm going to enjoy my vegetable haggis, not one of those disgusting ones that contain awful matter. But he's thinking about an egg. He's set his chin forward, you see, and he's thinking, I'm going to enjoy this haggis. And of course, no Scotchman is complete without the famous kilt. And we're just adding some detail to the kilt now. Of course, the special belt and the sporran. Very important that you put the sporran there. Always keep their money in their sporran. Scottish money, remember, it's not the same as English money. It's different, and it has Scottish people on it, and you can't spend it in English shops. So do be very careful if you happen to go to Scotland to always leave all your money behind. Right, now we are going to have him grasping and staring at the haggis, hoping that he can eat it, perhaps, hoping that one day he can manage to get it towards his lips and partake in the beauty that is the haggis. Of course, the secret recipe of what is inside every haggis is never revealed by the chef that makes it, and the tourist board expressly forbade me to tell you the recipe, so I will not, but I will just tell you this: it contains secret herbs and spices, and also some mushrooms. Actually it says not to tell you no, so it doesn't contain mushrooms, but it does contain secret herbs and spices. And shut that up now. Sorry, I've just paused that drone, the music there, because we've had enough of that. And there you can see we're getting a nice bit of detail on the haggis there. Don't be fooled into thinking that red is blood there. It's not at all. That is just the shine from the Scotchman's face on the haggis as he's glaring at it and thinking, I'm going to eat this haggis. And look, we'll just a bit of detail there. Look, this, just in case you're not familiar with Scotland at all and you're thinking, who is this person? I don't recognise him. I don't recognise a kilt. I don't recognise the hair, the skin tone. Of course, what is a popular Scottish phrase all Scotch people say is "Ockeye, Ockeye, Ockeye the new." So I'm just writing that in for you now, and we can appreciate now that the Scotchman's nearly finished, and the haggis proudly being presented in front. And he can now go off and bother people on the moors or jump in a loch or whatever it is he wishes to do after he's eaten his haggis. Of course, give him a tiny little bit of stubble there because he's been out on the moors for a long time. Again, that red, do not be thinking that's anything sinister. It's just the red hair of the Scottish, known to be a hairy and red people who rarely venture beyond their borders. And there we are. That is haggis. Thank you to the Scotland Tourism Board for asking me to produce that. I understand it's going to be on some stamps for Scotland. So it's going to be replacing the Queen, which I'm very proud of. So he will be gracing many a stamp, some perhaps angry letters or letters to loved ones, rejection letters, letters to solicitors. Who knows? I'll just sign this one off, done now. And thank you very much for joining me for this beautiful spectacular. and I hope that you can also draw a Scottish person. Thank you very much. Goodbye.